Hey everybody, how you doing out there? This is Kurt again, and I'm back with another edition of the behind-the-scenes audio commentary for the latest single on Wicked Cool Records. Yeah! So, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone that has picked up the new record. You can pick it up from Wicked Cool Records, or if you come to one of our concerts, it's available there. But I'd also like to say thanks for listening to these little commentary things. I hope that you find them interesting, and it's great. I've heard some people saying, some nice stuff about it. So it's cool to know that people are interested in hearing about how all these songs, well, the two songs came together. We'll have to do this more next time we do an album. All right, so let's talk about Side B. And so you got to flip over the record and you're going to hear a song called Pack My Bags. Shall we jump in and talk about this song? Yeah, let's do it. Come on. All right, so before we get into the song Pack My Bags, I'd like to talk a little bit about how this single actually came about in the first place. So back in 2016, we signed to Little Steven Van Zant's record label, Wicked Cool Records. And we've released two full-length albums with Steven and Wicked Cool, In Orbit and Let's Go Wild. And so after touring a lot behind those records, we were speaking with Steven, and he said, hey, how about we do some singles, some 45 singles. And as we are fans of the format 45 records, they're very cool. We said, why not? Let's do it. So if you grab a copy of the new 45, you'll see that Little Steven Van Zant is credited as the executive producer. Now, what does that mean? Well, basically, before we even went in to record any of these songs, I had assembled a handful of demos. Now, there were a lot of people that were involved in the process of making this single, and also a single that will be coming out at the end of the year. So we're actually doing two singles, so you have something to look forward to. So that's 4 new songs coming out in 2019. So I did have a handful of songs that I thought were contenders for these two singles. And so the demos, the very rough ideas, were first sent to Little Steven. And Steven was really in charge of picking which songs he wanted us to record. And so he had sent me some ideas, he had some critiques, some notes, and finally we landed on 4 songs, one of them being I Can't Help Failing in Love, and this B-side, Pack My Bags, and 2 more, but I'm not going to give that away. I'm getting a text message here. Well, I'm back. Okay, I put my phone on silent mode. So before anything really happened with the demos and getting involved in the process of writing lyrics and then sending those demos to the producer, Mike Mariconda, the first person that heard any of these ideas was Little Steven. So he had to put his stamp of approval on these songs before we even started really working on the process. So he was very much involved in shaping this new single, and he was the one that hand-selected the songs first and foremost. So we got to say a big thanks to Little Steven and all the folks at Wicked Cool Records, namely Dennis, who's really our go-to guy, and also Lewis, who did the great artwork that you see on the new single. So big shout out to them. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even be here talking about this new record. So, yeah, rock and roll. Let's talk about the song, Pack My Bags, the B-side. Now, this song has an influence of a lot of 60s music. I'm a big fan of 60s music, and I think that's one of my favorite eras. Is the bands from the 60s, also the 70s. These groups just were phenomenal, and they really have put a blueprint in my mind of how a great song is written. So I'm always constantly listening to old 60s music for inspiration. And that's no secret here when you listen to Pack My Bags, because it's a very 60s sounding song. But if we really want to get specific, For example, when I had thought up the melody for the verse, I was actually walking through the Retiro Park here in Madrid, and that actually happens quite often with me when I'm out walking. I'll get ideas. I think it's a great way to kind of open up the mind in a nice, relaxful walk. It's almost kind of like a meditation, and ideas tend to pop up in my mind, and I record little voice memos on my iPhone, and then take it home and try and make something out of those melodies. So what I was hearing a lot in this idea was definitely a nod to bands like the Hollies. Of course, there's also influence of a wonderful band, the Ronettes, on this song. For sure, when I sat down to write the second part of the tune, the chorus, which kind of came after the verse idea, I was definitely thinking full-on Buddy Holly. Then Mike Mariconda actually brought in this idea to have the guitars sound more clean. Now, we're not really used to actually tracking a lot of clean guitars. This is one of the first songs that the combo have done that features this kind of clean, echoey guitar that is very much in line with the Shadows.
I've been waiting here for you since 9.
So musically speaking, you can throw all those artists together and mix them up into a cocktail of influences, and then the result should be something like Pack My Bags. So now that we've got the influences out of the way, let's talk about the lyrics. The lyrics, well, I guess you could read the lyrics as kind of, well, they're not positive, happy lyrics, but I had written them kind of about not wanting to fit in to a certain social clique or a certain social group, and just kind of not being satisfied with the overall mentality of a bunch of people. You know, it's always, you know, not a great feeling fitting in, but when you feel like you don't belong in a certain group of people and you don't agree with what they do and you want to do your own thing, you want to get out and be your own self with your own opinions, I think that was really the influence behind writing the lyrics for Pack My Bags. I don't agree with this kind of mentality, the things that you do, and I'm better off doing it on my own. And I felt that many times. I'm sure a lot of people have. So that was basically the idea behind the lyrics. Now, when we went to record, I only had the verse and the first verse and the chorus written, and so Mike Mariconda actually had a few great ideas for the second verse, so he helped me on the lyrics for that, and I kind of like the line about the yellow tide, you know. So overall, I hope that people can find something to relate to in this song. It is an upbeat kind of tune, so maybe the lyrics are not overly positive, but hopefully it transmits a feeling of confidence to anyone who feels like they need to break away sometimes, and that's totally cool, and you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Yeah. Now, let's go to the demo, because the demo actually, unlike the side A, I Can't Help Falling in Love, the demo is pretty much straightforward. There wasn't much done. When Steven picked this one, he kind of gave it the green light, and I sent it to Mike Mariconda for working on some more production things. But basically, this is one of those times when the original demo doesn't change so much from the final product, which definitely happens sometimes. There was a clear idea and vibe that we had when we were writing the song, when we demoed the song. Well, let's listen to the demo a little bit, shall we?
If it's a bad, you're not glad, and you're always complaining. It's hard to believe that you're always happy, that's a sin. Cynical mind all the time, give it up, it's concerning. You're not gonna be someone I would associate with. Just so you know, I'll pack my bags and go. It's in the letter I wrote. You won't see me no more. If it's a bad,
So yeah, as you can see, the song was pretty much, fully figured out when it was written. And I had done that demo on GarageBand as well. And then, that was sent to the guys in the band, who I should also mention. We have Juancho Lopez on the bass guitar on this track. We've got Sam Malakian, the drummer extraordinaire, the wild man, and Jorge Coldan on lead guitar. I'm doing some rhythm guitar and also the lead vocals and things like that. And the call and response vocals were done by Mike Mariconda and our friend Roy from the Limbos. So we had a lot of people involved in the recording. And so when it was finally tracked, we sent the mixes to Wyatt in Nashville, and he put on the finishing touches for the mix. And he added a few backup vocals as well. And then finally it was mastered again with Justin Perkins in Milwaukee. And the final tracks were sent back to Little Steven and Wicked Cool Records. And they decided we've got a 45 single here, with side A being I Can't Help Failing in Love and side B being Pack My Bags. Now the idea, of course, is to always write a double side A. Both songs. I hope you guys like both songs, and thank you for listening again, and I hope you pick up the record soon and enjoy it, and hope to see you all soon at some concert or rock and roll event where there's good times to be had. Alright, see you guys soon, take care, and rock on.